Holy crap, guys! You know, we said last time, send us lesbian porn, and apparently some of you took that as a challenge. Like, you can only see the stacks right here. There's stuff on the floor, too.
Did you learn not to challenge the internet?
It's like we said, give us lesbian porn, and someone said, my time has come. So yeah, Will is not only back in town, and I'm sorry about the air conditioning. It's muggy outside. We don't care. We want it to be nice and cool in here, especially because we're sitting so close together. Will's moving back to Minnesota. Yay!
I'm here for good.
At least for the next few years.
We'll see what happens, but yeah, no, we're gonna have some good times.
Yep, Jarrus will probably not be making a return because his story is pretty much finished. Although, amusingly, if we had known that that you would be coming back here, we could have just said, "I'm going on a mission for a while. I'll be back." Instead, we just resolved your storyline off screen, and now, well, at least we got Snowflame coming back.
Hey, time and fate is a funny thing.
There we go. Okay, so I'm laying down a new rule about this because of how much this. The thing is, while majority of this is new individual packages, are you envious of my tower?
Yes. Hang on.
While most of this is individual packages from people, some of them are repeats. For example, Jeffrey Piet sent me 4 boxes. Now, I appreciate this. I am not against you guys sending me things, but new policy, just because there's so much of it, and I have other things going on, and I get busy, and this kind of collects over time, especially over the course of a month. 1 package between videos, only 1 per person, please. I really do appreciate it because, there's probably going to be a lot of stuff in here and probably a lot of stuff that Viga's going to like.
Oh, yeah.
But please, it's a lot. And this video is probably going to end up being split into 2 just because of how much stuff is in here. Will, do you want to open up the first one?
I can open up the first one.
All right, find something nice for us. Who is that from?
This looks comic-y. This is by Joseph Goldstein of Muncie, New York.
And we both have knives, so we don't have to keep trading between us.
Very, very gentle with this.
This is going to be very interesting because there's packages on the ground, we have to stack comics and garbage. Probably should have grabbed a bag. But, that would have been smart.
We'll just throw the packages at the camera.
There we go.
Very careful.
It's very heavily wrapped up in multiple layers of tape there. Now the question is, did they tape the comic to the packaging, which is the most annoying thing in the world?
I don't believe so.
They did not. What do we got?
We have Badrock.
Ooh, number 1C. Now here's the funny thing. I have this already, sort of.
Sort of?
See, back in caveman times when I was doing text reviews, I did Badrock number 1A. Because this is a case of different covers.
Really?
Multi-variant covers for image stuff. So I have technically reviewed Badrock number 1 before. It sucks. It is horrible. But I haven't done a video on it, so it's one of those episodes that I haven't transcribed in the text yet because there's so much else out there. I really should catch up. There's 3 or 4 of them I still haven't done. Like this one, Isaac Asimov's iBots, Thunder Strike. So yeah. That one I have, but I don't have that cover. So there we go there. Now then, let's get something from Ella McManus. And, I'm like, I can zip through this packaging really quickly. And of course, it's all in bubble wrap as well. And tape.
Don't destroy the merch, man.
Yeah, how would I want to? Although the good news is, it is only... one comic. It is a trade. It's a very large trade, but I see what it is, and there's an explanation for why it's such a huge trade. And that is because this is Superman, Our Worlds at War. It's very used, too. Our Worlds at War is
it's from the library.
Is an event comic. Yeah, apparently it was sold off from a library because we got Dewey Decimal System right there. So I cannot tell if this is just a tie-in or if it officially is just the entirety of Our Worlds at War. I would say it's just the entirety of the event, considering I'm pretty sure that Superman didn't have that many tie-ins to it. Our Worlds at War was, I think I talked about this during the Titans retrospective or the Blue Beetle retrospective, one of the two. Basically, Our Worlds at War was is really a kind of a boring, lame crossover event that DC did in, like, I want to say 2002, 2003. Basically, Lex Luthor tries to orchestrate a war, and he fails miserably, and it ends up being a war between Earth, Apocalypse, and some guy named Imperiex, who they invented strictly for this storyline. But thank you very much for this. I don't think I have a copy of Our Worlds at War in good or battered condition, but this is still good, so thank you very much.
You're going to need some more shelf space after all this.
Oh, yes. Vega and I, when we move into our new place, we have a room which we are dedicating to be our library.
Alright, so I've got one from Falcon from New York City.
Falcon.
That is what the current address states.
Thank you, Captain America's best friend, Avenger. We appreciate your help here. What do we got?
Another comic. We got some notes.
Oh, hand me the letter.
Alright, letter for you.
What do we got there?
I see that we have Ghostbusters.
Filmation's Ghostbusters. Lewis, unfortunately, I found this 3-pack of Filmation's Ghostbusters too late for you to time within the release of the Ghostbusters reboot. That's okay. I'm terrible at trying to time those anyway. However, I hope the pure cheesiness will inspire you to do a review anyway. The cartoon, of course, is a sequel to the 70s television show starring none other than Larry Storch of F-Troop fame. Yes, sequel, as the characters are the sons of the originals, save Tracy the gorilla. I've never actually seen Filmation's Ghostbusters, who is carried over from the live-action show, because Ghostbusters needs a gorilla. And you know what?
Everything needs a gorilla.
I think everything does. Thank you, Jonah Falcon. We appreciate your service in the Avengers. Set that down there. Alright. I like to save like the things that are probably going to be either DVDs or manga or something for the end, because they're a little bit more unique. So, let's get another comic here. This is another Do Not Bend from Sean's Attic, which I presume is the eBay seller of comics. This happens frequently, of course. Alright, got another trade. Youngblood and X-Force. Oh dear, the team together for the first time, as it says in the back. The comic nobody demanded, and of course, right in the back, ass shot.
How else are you going to end your comic?
Of course. It's essential. Thank you so much, whoever sent this. I don't see a note or anything in there. Will, you're up.
All right. Who we got? Silver Age Comics.
Silver Age Comics. So
New York.
probably another eBay purchase from people. It's always sad when I can't like tell who it is. And yes, we're both equipped with
double checking for notes inside.
Yep. We're all both equipped with knives this time. Did I mention that already?
What? That we both have knives?
Yeah, I babble. I'm just babbling. Filling airtime as you cut stuff.
And not myself.
Yes. Yeah, you're gonna have to cut down the middle there. Or do that.
Fucking rip.
You know, if you want to be smart.
And not stab myself for tomorrow.
What do we got?
It's a comic. What is it? Image 0.
Image number 0. Let me take a look at that. We got, pretty sure that's Cyberforce right there. Youngblood, Spawn, whoever the hell that dude is, Shadowhawk, and Savage Dragon on the end there. So yeah, this is probably one of those things that they put out for people right when Image was forming. So thank you, whoever sent that. It's much appreciated. You're gonna stab yourself with that blade. It's hanging out there right near your crotch.
I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
There you go. So thank you, whoever sent that. There's gonna be get so many Image comics from people. Like it's amazing to me that they were ever that Image, apparently had all these delays for their stuff when they have so much material they apparently put out. So much of it, so many Youngblood crossovers, so many Image comics things that all look exactly like that. How are they ever late when they were producing this much material? Alright, what do we got here? And speaking of that...
Speaking of Youngblood.
Youngblood in Awesome Comics, the E3 Special Edition. Because apparently Youngblood needed to be at E3, although I suppose there was that Youngblood game I reviewed years and years ago with Spoonie. And that one is from Michael Mistolier.
Ooh, from the original PlayStation.
So, actually it was a computer game.
It says both.
Ooh. designed for Microsoft Windows 95.
Windows 95.
And the original PlayStation. Get ready to rage! Youngblood is coming to PCs and PlayStations this November. Hint for the future, people? Don't do that unless the game is done. I played the game. It wasn't done. Your E3 Special Edition. That will be something to review at some point. Although they're using the cover from Youngblood number 8, which I just released on YouTube at the time of this recording. So that's something else. You're up, sir.
All right, we got something from Falcon.
Jonah Falcon again.
Jonah Falcon.
See, this is what I mean. We got repeats. Not that I don't appreciate it, just that there's so much. I'm gonna actually clear out a bunch of comics before I move, just to make space for all the really good stuff people have sent me as of late. I am limited by space, and I have to end up getting rid of
another note for you.
I'll read this one this time. To Lewis, I get the impression you don't get enough Gary Brodsky in your life, so here's another winner from Solson.
Reagan's Raiders.
Reagan's Raiders number 1. Thank you so much for this, Jonah. I have number 2. And I wanted to have number 1. I kept meaning to buy it. You have saved me the trouble. I'm going to review this at some point because I want to do more Solson stuff. And Reagan's Raiders, top of the list on that. I know you'll enjoy the ad for sultry teenage super foxes in it, and by enjoy, I mean suffer an aneurysm. I don't know already if you have a copy. If you do, at least you'll have an extra copy to burn. Sincerely, Pearl Forrester, a.k.a. Jonah Falcon. Beautiful. That is beautiful, beautiful work, and I'm going to look forward to reviewing that at some point.
In the Satellite of Love.
In the Satellite of Love. Let me get this one. This is an eBay one from Lee's Comics. Once upon a time, I wrote Star Trek fan fiction back when I was, preteen.
Yes.
And of course, my ship, the Stellar, had its own cafe and promenade because, you're young and you're stupid and you include all these things. The bartender was a clone of the captain, Lewis, of course.
Of course.
Who we named Lee.
I say we. It would not be a preteen fanfic if it was not self-insertion.
Here we go. Does not say who bought this, the shipping thing here. But what we got here is Just Imagine Stan Lee's Green Lantern. I did not have a copy. I'm pretty sure I didn't have a copy of this. I know I have one of the Just Imagine Stan Lee trades, but it's nice to have the individual comics for this. So whoever sent this, thank you so much. From Lee's Comics. So maybe it was from Stan Lee himself.
Ooh.
There's a thought.
Should have got it autographed.
Ooh, we got a note.
Hey, we got a note.
We got a regular letter. Let's open.
From Charles Wright III.
All right, let's open that up.
From Pocahontas, Illinois.
The envelope has seen better days, unfortunately.
I feel some sort of trading cards and a note.
Oh, we got trading cards.
We also have a
folded up tiny thing.
I think you put that in a rubber band and then sling it at each other. Ooh.
It's the PS. So
it is.
What do we got in there?
I've got a note for you.
Dear Louis Lovehog, I enjoy your show so much. I apologize for not being able to send you a comic, but I can't because I am a sophomore and I don't have any. Instead, I send you these cards of various Marvel heroes and villains. I hope you find some use for them. What is your opinion of Steven Universe? I love Steven Universe. Steven Universe is awesome. Amethyst is my favorite character. And will you ever review a Steven Universe comic? Unlikely, if only because the few that I've read so far have been really damn good. So I don't want to review, bad stuff unless someone patrons it, of course. What is your favorite Ranger your favorite Ranger that he has been? Assuming you're referring to Tommy. Because unless Steven was a Ranger at some point, I don't think he was. But your favorite Ranger that he has been, I'm assuming Tommy. Green Ranger probably, with a close second of White Ranger. I hope your show won't end for a long time. I hope it doesn't either. Also, you should sing more on your show. I am sorry if this is difficult to read. I don't have good handwriting. You know what? I have terrible handwriting too. So you know what? I appreciate it anyway. And we got the PS here in a tiny form. PS, I got into your show from I got in the show from History of Power Rangers. When will the new Zeo episode be up? What's slowing me down there is the basic free time to rewatch it, because with Zeo there was a lot I actually skipped over, including the intro segments. The Zeo serial, as it was called. These quick 2-minute things that were in beforehand. And the thing is, I remember those. I watched them, but for some reason I didn't include them in the video. So this time I'm in the process of rewriting the Zeo video. I'm going to include that. I'm going to talk more about the storyline with Tommy's brother. So thank you very much for the Marvel trading cards.
Yeah,
Who we got here?
These cards are really nice.
Let me take a look there.
It's like Marvel 1992. You got the Thor Core.
Thor Core. There's a book I need to review.
Red Skull and Baron Zemo.
You got it. When I watched whatchamacallit, Captain America: Civil War, when he said his name was Zemo, I was like, I know who that is. I know who that is.
Squeed.
That's the guy with the purple sock on his head.
Mephisto.
Who I'm pretty sure was a Nazi.
Black Widow, Thanos, Infinity Gauntlet.
Now depicting some storylines here.
Nova.
Nova.
Captain America
and
U.S. Agent.
A U.S. Agent. I love how you got there first. I mean, how many comics have you read in your time?
7. And they're all Archie comics?
Of course. Here we go. Let's, was that
yep.
yours?
Thank you again, Charles.
Thank you again, sir. Very much appreciated. All right, this one is from Laura Schiff. Well, hopefully we'll find some use for those trading cards. I have actually a bunch of trading cards that I don't know what to do with. I want to use them as decoration for the show, but they're so tiny. I don't know how they would show up, but it's still really cool to have those. Someone, I think, or someone else sent me the full set of Warriors of Plasm.
Really?
Yeah, that trading card comic. Oh, this is Death Vigil, Volume 1. Take a look there. I'm pretty sure there's a note in there. You want to read this one?
Sure, I can read it.
All right. Assuming I can get it out of there. There you go.
There we go. Dear Lewis, you are one of my personal favorite people to watch on the internet, both in and out of character. You tend to make my Mondays pretty great.
Oh, thank you.
I just got done watching your second unboxing video and I loved it. I admit it was mostly because part of me had always wondered what your reaction to Sunstone would be, and both you and Viga made me laugh when you both saw that trade. While I know exactly where to find more of that 5-volume comic, I ended up remembering that my pipe dream, if I ever had the money for that slot in Patreon, would be for you to review another story by the same artist, Death Vigil. It's probably more suited for Longbox if it ever shows up, since the two sides of the conflict are the Grim Reaper, who's pictured on the cover, and her associates versus Eldritch Horrors.
Ooh.
However, it's more of an action-adventure comic with more focus on the fight and character development, with most of the horror as background elements, in my opinion.
Well, the thing is, with Longbox, we still include that kind of thing all the time, even if it's not horrific, because supernatural, really deathly characterization and whatnot still fits in kind of that same general theme. It's an aesthetic versus actual horror every time, because otherwise, like, giant monster comics are not necessarily horror.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
To continue, Laura simply says, whether or not this ever shows up, I think it's a fun read. Sincerely, Laura. And P.S. I hope that no one else sends this comic to you after seeing the video, because I'm sure other works by the Sajiks are probably on everyone's list now that Sunstone's shown up. At least if the comments are anything to go by.
Sunstone was the lesbian porn that was sent to us that inspired everything, which, it's very good. It's very good good work, but of course, it's the thing, it's just like flipping through it. Oh, this is porn. There's actually not that much porny elements in it, but it's just like, oh, this is straight up, because it's about a BDSM relationship. And it's apparently supposed to be very, very good. Viga was loving it. So now we have a non-porn, but very much a Longbox material kind of a thing. This will probably end up on Longbox at some point. I have finalized the Longbox list, so unless I swap something out for something else because it doesn't work or something like that, this will probably end up at some point. So thank you very much. Laura, was it?
Laura it was.
Laura it was. And so thank you very much, Laura. Got that. And I think you're up.
All right. Do not bend. I will try not to bend.
Will it bend? There's a show.
You have a new series.
There's a show right there. It's like the spin-off of Will It Blend.
Will It Bend, the unboxing.
I don't know, we like superheat materials and see Will It Bend.
Yes. Yes, they will.
Will it melt steel beams? No, but it will bend them. I love that. Actually, someone did someone did a video on that. You're right. It won't melt steel beams. And then he I showed the same material as a thing. But here's what it will do. And it bends. That's what happens. You goddamn conspiracy theorists are idiots.
You're saying it just bent in on itself?
Well, yeah, because the thing is, when you superheat metal, it becomes soft and malleable, and when it's trying to hold up so much weight, of course it's going to collapse. It doesn't have to melt. Metal is fun like that. Yeah, it's doing the thing. I hate it when it does this. They taped the comic to the packing board. Here, I got this right here. Here. Come on. Careful.
Bad Rock Wolverine.
Bad Rock and Wolverine. Was there a person on this, or was this another eBay purchase?
This was from Dale Love of Wichita, Kansas.
All right. Dale Love. We try not to say people's addresses, although Wichita is, limited by what we say. But thank you very much, Dale. Assuming that's not the name of the person person they bought this from. But yeah, Bad Rock Wolverine. This is actually prestige format. More Bad Rock. Bad Rock was actually one of the good ideas from Youngblood that, had potential. Unfortunately, because Liefeld ended up, having his mitts on pretty much everything, it's unfortunate that, they couldn't do more with it. Maybe they do a reboot. I could see something more with Bad Rock. Bad Rock and Wolverine. Good. Thank you so much. All right. Get something different here. We got something all the way from Germany. No, it was Germany, Canada. Could have sworn it was Canada, because I'm pretty sure
there's Ontario.
I'm pretty sure there's a German one somewhere in these piles. Because I remember reading German writing on one of these things. But this is from Canada, which I just got back from because I was at Con Bravo. Had a great time. D20 Live, when I post that up, you're going to love that. That was so much damn fun. Yeah. So what has Canada sent me? Quite a bit.
What has Canada wrought?
Oh. You read this one.
Dear Louis Linkara-AtopTheFourthWall, enclosed in this package are a few comics you might take an interest in. I will explain them in order. 1. Free Comic Book Day, ROM, Space Knight.
I can't remember if someone has sent this yet, although I technically have this now at the very least because they included the story of ROM number 0 in ROM number 1.
This was a comic I picked up for free Comic Book Day at the Silver Snails in Toronto. I
expect actually quite a few of these will probably have ROM number 0 in them.
It's a little teaser to the new ROM Run 1 that IDW is doing. 2, Mocking Dead, 5-issue miniseries.
Oh, yep, I see all of them.
I really have no idea why I purchased these. Huh. Well, anyways, I think it might be good for a long box of the Damned, so I sent it over.
It might be, or it looks like it might be a parody of Walking Dead. So, might be good for that, might be good for a proper review at some point. Oh dear.
I suppose we've come to number 3, The Pitiful Human Lizard.
What the hell?
Silver Snail Toronto exclusive comic, Canada Comics. You're welcome.
Introducing Toronto's new superhero, The Pitiful Human Lizard. There's 3 issues here. Trying to show off some of these.
He says you're welcome, that's all I have to say. Thank you for making an amazing series. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't want to be a writer when I grow older, and I wouldn't have made a YouTube review series where I review 80s... I can't read that word.
Classics?
Classics, okay. Better than my interpretation of dubsteps. Classics as a man with a Joker head on fire with a business suit and dissociative identity disorder. Yep, I do that. Again, thank you very much for your content. You are my favorite critic on Channel Awesome.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Spencer Diver.
Thank you, Spencer Diver. Good luck with your show and with your writing. There's a PS down there.
Sorry for my chicken scratch handwriting.
It's all good.
That's a lovely page.
Yeah, well, I want to know the story of why all the edges are burnt. Maybe it's because, bad comics burn.
Why aren't the other letters burnt?
Quickly figuring out this was a terrible mistake to have these. Here we go. You're up next.
On my pile.
On your pile.
Another from the Bend.
Will it bend?
I'm trying to be really careful with these, but I mean, they're doing a good job of putting it in.
Oh yeah,
cardboard.
that's the thing is anytime one of these is like an eBay or something, they are very careful about packing everything nice and secure.
Yeah.
Just to ensure. Just rip it.
Oh, gotta get it going first.
There you go.
Jeff Hathaway.
All right,
Atlanta,
Jeff.
Georgia.
Jeff, what have you got for us?
We have more clever packaging.
But is it taped to the cardboard?
I can see why you said these things take like an hour and a half.
Yes.
Half of it's just unboxing.
That's why it's an unboxing video. This is why Team 4-Star, with their Fan Mail Fridays, they've started pre-opening them and just selecting the most interesting things. That's the other thing. If you guys want to slow it down, feel free, because there's only so much we can do.
Hey, it's another Just Imagine.
Just
Robin.
Imagine Stanley creating Robin, which in this case looks more like... I'm trying to think of... There's a character who's very similar to this. I can't recall for the life of me who it is.
Kind of Daredevil.
Kind of Daredevil, except...
Daredevil and Elektra.
It's just... Elektra, very much with the headband. Although Stanley did not create Elektra, so we can't accuse him of ripping off the same idea that he's done before, like some people have said with some of his stuff. But there you go.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
Thank you very much. I'm pretty sure I don't have that one, unless it's in that trade I have. All right, next up. Another short one. We'll quickly get through this. Oh, this one's not in any packaging. We got DC Superhero Girls, which could be very confusing considering it's listed as Finals Crisis. So if it's anything like the actual Final Crisis, this could be a problem. And this comes from the wonderful person Amazon Fulfillment Services.
That is a nice person. I've met them a few times.
It's a wonderful person. I love them so much. They send me such wonderful things. Unfortunately, whoever sent this to me, thank you so much. I've heard about these. This is like another for kids.
It doesn't look that crisis-y, honestly.
Well, it'd be a crisis too if your classmate was running around with a sword and another one with like a boppy hammer. Oh, thank you note sitting there. They can send a thank you note, but they probably didn't. Hold on to that for a second.
It's a gift receipt.
Oh.
Ooh, more notes.
Here we go. Proper thank you note. Hi, Lewis. Figured you would want to have the latest Wonder Woman comic featuring Blue Beetle, Supergirl, and Poison Ivy, promoting a joint toy line of action dolls from Jeffrey Piet. Don't know. So that's technically 5 things that Jeffrey sent me. But thank you so much for this. I did not have this, so there you go. I've heard about this as line, mostly promoting toys, if I'm not mistaken.
All right,
you're up.
Let's go with a big one, right?
Yeah, I'll see. Now the question is this a trade, or is it multiple comics in one?
Multiple cardboard in one.
Multiple cardboard in one.
Okay.
Who's that from?
Cyberspacecomics.com.
All right, so probably not going to have a name, unfortunately. It's really stuffed in there. They like wrapped it around there. It's like bulging out the edges.
Hey, when you have to ship stuff, you get clever in packaging.
Oh yeah, it's multiples, but
it's doubles.
Or is it multiples?
Yeah, it's 3.
Oh, it's 3 in 1, but it's very thick packaging.
I got some taping.
I hate that. Like,
would you like to talk about Youngblood?
Youngblood's Strike File. I think we have some of the issues of this already, and I think we got it in like a previous thing. I think this is the rest of the run. No, wait, we got more.
More Strike File.
Is it like the entire run of Youngblood's Strike File?
Holy, there's a couple in here, so probably.
Yeah, there's 9 through... Well, yeah, 1 through 1 and 9 and 5 and 8. Is there even more... Is there more Strike File?
More.
Of course there is. My God, are there's multiple volumes or just alternate covers? Because this is number 1 on this one, too. I think they're just alternate covers. Yeah, never mind, that's yearbook. Never mind, that's number 1.
Yep.
Oh, dear. 1 through 4, 5 through 8, 9, the yearbook, and probably, yeah. Woo. I'm never going to stop reviewing Youngblood. I need to review, I started doing Team Youngblood off to the side, and I'm never going to be done with Youngblood. There's like over 120 of these things.
So to those that wondered when Lewis is going to stop his show, no.
I could do an entire year just with Youngblood. I mean, my show would get very boring very quickly, but there you go.
Hey, you wouldn't have to write any new scripts.
This is from Lussier. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Lussier. It's even got a little monogrammed L right there. Let's see what we got here. Probably something... It feels very thin. So probably a very thin comic, if not just a regular comic. Oh, there's a note in it, though.
Notes are good.
All right, let's... Oh, is it just a note? I think it's just a note. Very long note, though. I'm sorry, I will have to try to skim through this just because, timing and whatnot. My name is Chris Lussier. Dear Luslav, aka Linkara, aka a whole bunch of other names I can't remember. My name is Chris Lussier. I am typing this letter to you in the hopes that you will read it. I would like to start off by saying that I'm a gigantic fan of yours, and though I have not watched your show since the beginning, for shame. You travel back in time right now and start watching the show from the beginning. I have followed it since I discovered it and immensely enjoy it. I don't know if you recall, but in December of 2013, I asked you for an interview over email so I could write a profile on you for my high school writing class. I am writing this to you as a thank you letter. I wish I had done this earlier in 2014, but I am both lazy and forgetful. Join the club. I don't remember individual people who asked for like these kind of interviews, but I've done them before, and I know some people have, so I hope everything turned out with you. I received an A on my first draft, so it did, which has never happened before, so it is an essay I take a lot of pride in. I chose to interview you because we are told to write it about a person we admired and looked up to and we could get in contact with, and you were the first person that came to mind when I thought of someone I admired. I am immensely astonished at how you can get your videos out in a normal, timely fashion.
I am too.
So am I. Sleep is for the weak.
I think 4 hours is
and
pretty
for the
good.
sane. I also admire you can tell such compelling stories through your videos. Well, I'm not sure about that, but it shows that people don't need the large budgets they think they do to tell awesome stories like yours. A Piece of the World is Missing is my favorite of your story arcs. It's also mine. And I also love to Top the Fourth Wall, the movie. Thank you very much. Truth be told, I thought at first I was only interested in the history of Power Rangers, since both of my brother and I are huge Power Rangers fans, and I only got into a Top the Fourth Wall because I had seen To Boldly Flee, and I wanted to know how you got your spaceship. I hope you enjoyed the explanation. And Will was there for that too. We filmed that thing like over 2 weeks, or over those separate things? Yeah, those were separate fights.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was your show that inspired me to start my own review show on YouTube called Animated Revolution with its own plotline. So check that out. It was harder to make than I expected. The editing sessions are long. The schedule's hard to keep up, especially since I was attending high school at the time. And it's very encouraging to the point where I keep thinking that I might end the show after my next review. Well, I hope you don't. Keep trying. And it's always difficult to start with, but if you enjoy doing it, keep doing it. Another impact your show has had is that I am reading comics more. I'm so sorry. I don't always have the money for it since I don't have a job, but when I do have the money, I have been reading comics like the new Batman Beyond, Starfire, Star Wars, and the comics of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Never heard of it. Laugh all you want. I wouldn't care. I'm not laughing. Trust me. There are a lot of... I just posted the new State of the Wall announcing the Patreon sponsor to My Little Pony comics. Every frickin' comic is about the My Little Pony stuff.
You gotta raise your Patreon rates up for those.
I guess I do. So I guess this letter is not only a thank you for the profile, but a thank you in general for entertaining me, for inspiring me, for every impact it's ever had on me. Thank you. And always loyal fan, Christopher Lussier. I'm very sorry about the pronunciation. And included in this, I'm assuming, is the interview itself with things blacked out. Ooh. Comic Crusader keeps on critiquing. Thank you so much for this. This is just awesome stuff. He
called you a D-list internet celebrity.
I am a D-list internet celebrity.
I thought you were an E-list. You got bumped up.
Thank you so much for that. That's very sweet. All right, you're up.
James Wilfer, Conroe, Texas.
You could probably slice that because it's probably going to have cardboard underneath it.
Ooh, it's an envelope inside an envelope. Envelopeception.
What does it mean?
Note. You're thorough, we check everything.
Yes. And then we throw it away.
To make your home a little bit more messy.
And this is gonna be the thing. I move out of here and the apartment landlord's gonna be like, why are there just so many packages? Were they selling drugs? Or were they like mail order service?
Mail order drugs?
There's an interesting idea.
It's been done.
I'm trying to think of like an infomercial. Do you want to make more drugs? Sure, we all do. Another Just Imagine Stan Lee Shazam! Which, very different there. Looks like a big Despero-looking guy with very low cleavage lady. So
Plunging neckline.
Plunging neckline, that's the word we're looking for. With Gary Frank featuring Shazam. That's very interesting. I'm very curious how that turned out. So, whoever said that, what was that again?
James.
James, thank you so much. I'm starting to think that that's actually individual sellers, considering we're getting so many of these, and maybe someone else just bought them all. But I can't say for certain. If you're out there, you can say. We got a nice big one here, but with nothing very much inside of it. I hope this thing turned out okay, because there's nothing in this one. It's floating around there. Oh, we got a note. Oh, sales store price list.
Ooh.
That's a note. Project office manual, conducting business with PennDOT, municipal service.
Hey, Trucker's Handbook.
Trucker's Handbook.
We need that.
What the hell is this?
I don't know, but I'm reading this. This is fascinating.
What the...
Bridge design standards.
Oh, I don't know. This happened to me before. Okay. I was at Too Many Games a few weeks ago, and for some ungodly reason, I'm getting sent Pennsylvania tourism stuff. I'm not
Bicycle
sure.
driver's manual.
There's a map of
maps.
Pennsylvania in here. I lived in Pennsylvania for 3 or 4 years when I was a little kid, but I don't know why the hell.
There's a truck handbook.
Okay, we're keeping this as a US 1 prop, but I don't know where the hell they get this idea. In fact, it looks as a PennDOT sales store, 5th floor Keystone building. Why are you sending me this? I want more porn. I expected more porn in this. Instead, I'm getting maps of Pennsylvania. That's the only...
Do not challenge the internet. Your expectations will be completely flipped.
I don't get it. I didn't leave the convention center. I'm trying to remember how this could possibly have happened, that people keep... That this is the second thing I've gotten. Bicycle driver's manual.
This is a good read.
I'm sure it is.
You need to know what happens with a 7-axle truck.
Of course. Why are you sending me this? Oh, sweet.
US number 1.
Yeah, US 1 prop, because I have no other use for that. Why would you send me this? I don't remember buying anything outside of the convention area. How did you even know I was there?
You have a stalker.
Apparently, like a Pennsylvanian business stalker. They sent me another tourism thing the other day, like a big book about spots to visit in Pennsylvania.
Are you sure it's not a hint?
I guess that's where they want me to spend my honeymoon. It ain't gonna happen.
Got a big letter from Christopher Brooks from Scottsburg, Indiana.
Dear Lewis, I'm sending you stuff about glorious Pennsylvania.
Have you been to Amish country?
Doesn't Minnesota have Amish country?
Wisconsin does.
I want to say we do.
I think everywhere does.
There's a lot of rural areas at the very least. Minnesota. Oh, you got the note. I'll read
letter?
that.
Your letter?
To Mr. Lovehog, Linkara, I wish to thank you for several things. First, I wish to thank you for being so entertainment and informative. You're welcome. Secondly, I wish to thank you for getting me interested in comic books again, and yet you bought this. I am slowly building up a collection. The vast majority of the different titles are recommendations I got from your show. And lastly, I wish to thank you for broadening my views and tastes by your being so informative. That's broadening your taste from... Yeah, I've seen these before. I am sending this comic to you in hopes that you may review it in the future. If that is impossible, I understand. No, I'm going to get around to doing one of these grim fairy tale things with the softcore porn covers. Not softcore porn. It's just very fan servicey and cheesecakey. They have tons and tons of these.
Really?
Yeah. If that is impossible, it's one of the first comics I have bought since watching your show, and I fully admit I bought it solely because the cover caught my eye. I had hoped that I would have a series to read, but I was severely lost and put off by the book. Hopefully, with your expertise in medium, you can shed some light on the situation. And in the unlikely chance that it legitimately bothers you, I will apologize in advance. No, I can tell you right now what the explanation is. They think sex sells. And the truth is that sex does not sell. Porn sells. And I'm pretty sure these are not porn, if I recall correctly. I might be wrong. Flip through that. I mean, I did ask for lesbian porn. So I suppose that's one person's porn because that's very gory. I remember these because they're supposed to be like, very. This actually might make for good long box.
Stuff is happening.
Please stay the course, Linkara. I wish I could meet you in person at convention, but the way things are in my life for the foreseeable future, I don't think I will be able to. Sorry about that. A sincere fan, Christopher Brook, a.k.a. Hero Fedora, the Magna Dragoon, Hero Diaden, the man in the fedora. Well,
thanks.
Thank you very much, Christopher. Oh, dear. That was like... I mean, I don't doubt that some people get off on gore and whatever floats your boat, but I hope you don't send me gore material, because, lesbian porn and is something, we're into.
Is that
so much the gore porn. Yeah, there's this, and then there's, all the way over there. Oh, dear. All right. We got something from Naples, Florida, from Chris Waters. A lot of postage on this one, like many stamps. Let's see if I can get this open. I'm gonna have to... Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's a note in there. We'd love you to visit Pennsylvania. Damn it! Why don't you not read that, since it's also to Lewis and Crew.
Lewis and Crew. The whole world is a circus if you look at it the right way. Every time you pick up a handful of dust and... Oh, wait.
We're in the circus of Dr. Lou.
Wrong notes here. But seriously, having been a fan of your show ever since the top 15 WTF moments in comics, which someday needs a sequel, if you ask me,
was the first thing that premiered on That Guy with the Glasses back in the day.
I have for a long time felt the need to show my support to you in a deserving way. Sadly, financial issues have kept me from being actually able to contribute in a meaningful way, such as buying merch or supporting out the movie like I would wanted to. I do plan to join the Patreon very soon to help you out, though, as well as thusly joining you in 2 sets of credits, assuming you funded Bring Back MST3K at the level and you get your name in the credits there.
I don't remember if I got it at that level. At the very least, I wanted the first episode free, so there you go there.
But with the advent of you doing PO unboxing videos, I seem to have found a way to help. Thusly, I've enclosed 3 comics that I had found that could be interesting to have on the show, but I will not hold my breath. The first one, as you have in your hand, FemForce Special Number 1. Since you mentioned AC Comics and thus
during the
FemForce,
Blue Beetle retrospective, which mentioned FemForce,
I thought it was only appropriate that you actually get a book from them.
We got like Miss America and Phantom Lady, I think it's Phantom Lady, fighting Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS, I'm pretty sure, right there.
This is a prequel to the actual FemForce comic series. The story takes place in World War II and giving a brief look at some of the characters that participate in the main series.
It's actually Miss Victory, She-Cat, Blue Bulleteer, Rio Rita, all against Lady Luger as Nazis invade the USA.
I can tell you that this one is a bit more violent than the other FemForce issues, probably why the series is still running and almost at 200 issues, just a fair warning. Secondly, the comic is a comic that I actually did a review on, as I was inspired by you, Nostalgia Critic, and others, and I really need to get back to doing them. That could be unique, goofy side review to do. The Honeymooners, number 7, guest starring the late Captain Lou Albano.
Remember, if you make a terrible comic, you go to hell before you die.
First off, while it says number 7 of 24, I've only found 13 issues listed on mycomicshop.com and newcadia.com.
Which means it probably did not complete its run, assuming it was ever intended to have a complete run.
Second, just the sight of Jackie Gleason as a wrestler, yeah.
To the moon, Captain!
Could be a fun thing for you to do. Maybe even do it in one of those Linkara is Missing saga and have Bone Button do the review, a la when 90s Kid did one.
There you go. Bone Button, I don't think I could keep up the voice for Bone Button the entire time. Ooh, this comic is terrible.
How do you think I feel when I do Snowflame?
There you go. There's a reason why we do these in short bits.
Even if at most I'm guessing you only know the Captain Lou from either Cyndi Lauper's Girl Just Want to Have Fun music video or his part in Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
That's pretty much what I know him from, but you know what he's also in? I'm pretty sure he is. I need to recall. He's also in a Hal Needham film. I want to say he is. And the Hal Needham
Really?
film is called The Wrestler, I think it's called. Or no, it's Body Slam. It's Body Slam. We watched this for Hal Needham night. It is awful. It stars Dirk Benedict as like a sleazy promotion person who combines rock and roll and wrestling and is like, wow, this is such an innovative idea, doing rock and wrestling. And it's like, okay, I mean, yeah, it
That
is
was a cartoon in the 80s.
yeah. It's a bizarre thing. I want Spoonie to review it at some point.
Oh, lastly, something I'm guessing you have in your collection already?
I actually don't, so I'm very thankful for this. I of course knew it existed and I've read it before, but yeah.
Now you do. After reading this story in my copy of Crossover Classics Volume 1, I thought it would be interesting to get your take on things. And I had at one time planned to Patreon sponsor it. But now that you've done Spidey Soups, I'm guessing the door has been opened for even more looks at these.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, seeing as the Titans are your favorite comic team, why not? Plus, a funny scene with Colossus, Starfire, and Nightcrawler regarding Starfire's unique way of learning languages. Anyway, I hope that you enjoy these books for what they are. It's great to see you doing so much. But before I go, I do have 2 questions for you.
Ask away.
While I know you're not big on the Sonic the Hedgehog comics, have you ever read Archie's Mega Man comics?
No.
You don't need an extensive history lesson to follow them, as issues 1 through 4 are retelling of the first game, and there are only currently 55 issues due to a hiatus. If not,
only that many.
Well, expect them in the future, along with some pro wrestling comics from me, because why not?
I prefer more of the wrestling comics versus the Mega Man stuff. Someone sent me a complete Archie Sonic run, and I have no idea what the hell to do with it. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. It's nothing bad. It's just I don't have as much free time to read a bunch of side stuff. I'm not doing it for a review, and I don't care enough about Mega Man to do anything.
You're getting so much in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a year's worth of
I was going to say, this isn't a month, right? This is a month of stuff.
At least. I mean, I could probably combine all the Youngblood reviews into one video. They all are terrible.
Ooh.
Because of your engagement, have you ever thought about doing maybe next June or something, a month of reviewing comics of Superhero Wedding? Maybe. That's actually not a bad idea.
Could be an interesting look.
Maybe something for September, because we're probably going to get married in September. We haven't, set a date yet. But yeah, that's an idea, especially because next year, what I want to do for, the annual, it's the semi-annual thing where I have a theme month around May or June. I was thinking I would do event comic month. Where I look at a bunch of event comics, it'll be very quick looks because, there's 8 issues per thing, but I think that might be fun.
Well, closes up by saying, anyway, thanks for inspiring and entertaining me since 2008. Keep on keeping on.
Your fan, Chris C.M. Waters. Thank you, Chris. Those will probably be put to good use. Probably, I should do something with the Honeymooners. I haven't done any Honeymooners stuff, and I've never actually watched Honeymooners, but it's one of those shows that even if you've never actually watched it.